Welcome to Mile End Station. So we've just come past the barriers and there is only one exit at Mile End. So what we're going to do is follow the left wall to the stairs. So there is a ticket office window there, and then if you keep walking you have the wall staircase. There's tactile to tell you approaching stairs. There's a handrail on the left and we're going up these stairs. And we're turning left again, following the handrail until we're at the top of the stairs and we're at tactile paving. We are now going to cross the road. So we've just exited Mile End Station. There is a crossing ahead. We're going to find the tactile paving marks, which are right here, and then the light box for the light machine. Bear in mind that this is a cycle lane as well as a kind of two-lane carriage, I'd say, road crossing. There's a middle island and then a further crossing. So you do want to be careful for cyclists that may not stop at the light. Sometimes that happens. And there is a bubble at the bottom, which has now started turning, so we can cross over. Ooh, and it's a nice sunny day. Okay, we're going to turn right. And we're going to turn left. We've got the bubble underneath. This one does not exist. But I can just make out the light for the wait sign. So that is good for us to go. Again, remember for cyclists, finding the next tactile pavings, we're going to do a left. There are trees to the right of us and the road to the left of us. We're going to continue walking straight along the main road. There'll be loads of car sounds. There isn't really a shoreline because they've got a bus stop to the left and then it's a very wide pavement. So ideally you want to try stay towards the right as much as you can and keep going straight. We have a small side crossing told to me by tactiles that we're going to cross over. Another set of tactiles to tell you you've crossed. We have now approaching a massive junction turning, and we are not crossing here. So when you feel some tactiles, at this point you want to turn right and keep walking down this road, and it's a straight walk through a few side road crossings, but we're going to avoid the massive crossing that is now to the left of us that we've walked past. Be mindful there will be a bike stand on the left hand side and tables and food stuff on the right because there's really nice restaurants I have yet to visit. The pavement starts to become narrow, so there are tactile kind of, I wouldn't say tactile, but the pavement kind of gives that away. And you will have trees that approach you on the pavements or you approach them, and lampposts. So ideally you want to stay and have the lampposts and trees to the left of you and the building to the right of you. And it's a pretty good paved pathway, wide enough for two people to walk side by side. Avoid bin days if you can. There are a few bus stops along the way, so we've just passed bus stop number 1. There's a signpost thingy don't know what it's called, a pole that leads to signposts. Yeah, pretty simple walk at this point. It is literally just straight down. What we're really looking for is an overpass, like a tunnel kind of side feeling, and you can hear the change in sound for that. So until you get to that stage, you are just pretty much going straight and trying to stay safe. At this point, you can also use the inner shoreline, so the building shoreline on the right hand side, to help you stay grounded if you need a point of contact. You have a few bollards to the right. 5 I've counted so far. And we're still going straight. This pavement is the other side of the road, where there is a beautiful park that runs parallel to this road. And we're going to be entering the top end of the park to get to Mile climbing. So yeah, this side of the pavement is definitely a lot better. So hence why we stay on this side of the road. And I think we have just passed bus stop number 2. For anyone who has useful vision and can use bus stops as counting points, that's kind of helpful, but not everyone. Okay, the surface has changed. It's a little bit more uneven, and this kind of gives me an idea that we're approaching the tunnel. There's a set of traffic lights that have just gone off, which we won't be crossing at. We'll be crossing at a further set of traffic lights, but we will go into a narrow pathway. So we are approaching the tunnel. You can use the inner shoreline as tapping if you need to. There is a railing on the left-hand side, so it will stop you from walking into the road if you do have a veer, if you do veer into that direction. But yeah, you have a solid, safe pathway to keep crossing, walking forward even, sorry. The pathway opens out, and we're still going straight. There is a side road that we'll be crossing now. It's safe to cross. There are tactile markings to let you know that you've crossed. Then it's at this point we're looking for a crossing. I think it's a little bit further up. Got the shoreline again to the right that we're using as tapping points. And this is our last bus stop. There is a narrow pavement, there's a bus stop on the left, the wall on the right that you're using as your shoreline. And that tells you that you'll be looking for a crossing after this bus stop. It's a traffic light crossing. You're looking for so I've got tactile marking on the floor telling me that we're approaching traffic lights, and then we have traffic lights to the left of us that we've turned to. Press the button, there is bubbles on the left, and the direction we're facing now is the direction of the crossing, and then it's the entrance to the park that we'll be using. There is a pub behind me because I can smell good food, so you know, there is that as a good standing point depending on the time of day you're coming. So we've just crossed over from the traffic lights, and we are going to turn right onto the pavement and continue walking along the main road. You've got some tactiles here, and it's a pretty evenly paved walkway, and you have a few fiddly things here. So there is a food sign, lamppost sign to the left, and you want to kind of go to the left of that, and then you've got another sign to the right, billboard type thing. You have grills on the left, and then you've got a bus stop on the right that you're going to walk past, and then we're going to continue walking straight. We have some tactile paving for a side road that we're just crossing over, and then we've got some more tactile crossing to tell you you've ended. We've got the end of a road, we've got a bin, so we're going to turn left and keep walking straight. You have a lamppost to the right, and there is a dropped curve for reference point, and we're just walking straight. There seems to be car parking on the right of you, and housing to the left, and you just want to keep walking straight. You can use the left hand wall as a shoreline to keep yourself grounded. And as it's autumn, you've got nice leaves on the floor. You can feel with the leaves that you're kind of walking underneath trees at the moment. Just going to continue walking straight along the park, looking for an entrance to turn left into. And we are approaching the entrance now. There is a gap in the railing. Be able to make that out. That's where you turn left. There is also a crisscross path design on the pavement that's slightly different. So if you're swinging your cane to the right, you can feel that. And then, yeah, the entrance, you're turning left, and there is a shoreline that you can follow. And you're sloping down gently to the entrance of the pavilion. It feels quite open, and then you have a bit of leveling out, and then again a gradual slope down. You can feel drainage pipes on the floor, and you are getting to the entrance of the Ecology Pavilion. You've got set of doors here that you'll be going through on the day.